So we're going to jump into our next topic, and this is just going to be a walkthrough video just like how we did yesterday. Yesterday we made a video about how to get the best deal on a Tesla Model Y at I think like $700 a month, give or take. We're going to make the same video, but this time with a Model 3. And the title of this video is going to be how to get a Tesla Model 3, a brand new Tesla Model 3 for $499 a month. I'm going to give you the exact steps, which financing bank to go with, what term, and all that stuff so that you can actually get one at $499 a month. So if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, so definitely hit that subscribe if you are interested in any of that. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down in the description. If you want to support the channel and receive a ton of benefits, then definitely check it out down below and get the list of banks and financing credit unions that all have rates better than Tesla financing. All right, so let us take a look at this. If you're just joining in, thank you. And so the Tesla Model 3 has been dropped pretty recently. It's now dropped to a $42,000 or $43,000 price. And right now, if you take delivery before the end of the month, or actually I shouldn't say end of the month, before the IRS and the Treasury release their guidelines on the $7,500 federal tax credit, you can also get a additional $7,500 federal tax credit when you apply for your taxes next year as an added refund. And the rule of thumb really quickly, just as a PSA, is you basically have to be a single person, make about W-2 income around 70 to 80K, and you already pay a little bit around $7,500 in federal tax liability, and you get that all back. You basically pay that through your paychecks throughout the year, and you get that all back when you file for your taxes. It's of course consult a CPA, but that's like a general rule of around that threshold. And so you can essentially factor that in, not of course off the beginning, but you can adjust that because you could put that $7,500 down initially now, and then later on pay yourself back or use some other means to do that. So first, the thing is you should not go to Tesla.com and you should not place an order for a Tesla Model 3, especially a Tesla Model 3, because there is a ton of inventory that's actually out there, that's actually available. So go to websites like waitingfortesla.com, take a look at what vehicles are actually around you. And the trick here is to actually go to demos, because demos are actually showroom vehicles or test drive vehicles, or actually even vehicles that sit in the showroom, and they get a discount. It could be anywhere from a couple $100 to $700, $1,300. I've seen as high as even $4,000 as a demo discount. And so right now, here's a 2023 in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'm pretty sure that's a decent market for Teslas. Has 1,300 miles on it. It's a brand new vehicle, never been titled to anybody else. You would still be the first owner, and you get a $1,300 discount, bringing the price down to $41,690. So because of that, and you can essentially factor off a $7,500 federal tax credit. You have to add state taxes, DMV fees, licensing fees, and all that stuff. But I like to use a roundabout number that's pretty average across the country at around 8%. So because of that, if you were to take that 41,690 times 1.08, 8% for state taxes, fees, and everything, that brings you to an out-the-door price of $45,000 and some change. So $45,225. So from that, we could factor in and minus the $7,500 federal tax credit if you are someone that makes around 70 to 80K and pays that tax liability, because you will be getting that bigger refund check next year. And that brings you to an out-the-door price, adjusted price of $37,500. There are banks out there where you can get a better credit union rate. Like right here, here's ones, for example. I'm not going to use this one. There's actually a bank that I have on my list, Patreon link down below in the description, that has 3.95 all the way up for 84 months. I know there's a big argument on some people that actually might not want to do an 84-month term, but if you're looking for the lowest monthly possible payment, it might be worth it at the end of the day. But here's an example of another one that has better interest rates than Tesla financing. We talk about this on the channel a lot, but here we go, 60 months at 4.75, because Tesla financing has interest rate of around 5.59%, and this will keep going higher and higher. But we're going to use a roundabout number like 4.5% because that's very easily attainable for an 84-month term. And so right here, $37,500 7,500 as our estimated out rate, factoring the 7,500 federal tax rate. 84 months, 4.99%, putting a reasonable $2,200 down, which is like what, 8% or 5%, and that gives you a monthly payment of $499 a month. This is how exactly I would do it. This is how I would buy a vehicle and find the best possible deal on a Tesla, especially a Tesla Model 3. But the one thing here is that since it's only March 12th, I would probably wait another week to maybe a week and a half, because Tesla works in quarterly cycles, and March is the last month of the first quarter. So there potentially could be more deals or more incentives to try and take delivery later on in the month. So that would be my tip on how to get the best deal at the best price on a Tesla Model 3 for $499 a month. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you. Hopefully you got some value from that Parsons credit union. We talked about this in a lot of different videos, because this credit union, it's very easy to join. You only have to pay a little bit to their foundation, not sponsored by them, and you're able to get a low, sweet interest rate of 4.75 for 60, 5% for 72, and on and on and on. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know if this helps you kind of see the expectations of buying a Tesla. But the one thing you do have to do is you have to tell Tesla you're using outside financing, and then they give you all the paperwork to actually do that. So we're going to jump back into the live stream into the comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, so definitely check it out if you're interested. All right.